Hello, fifth grade cowboys and cowgirls. This is lesson 3.1 on multiplication patterns with decimals. Our first example says Cindy is combining equal size rectangles from different fabric. Patterns to make a postage stamp quilt. Each rectangle has an area of 75 hundredths of a square inch. If she uses 1,000 rectangles to make the quilt, what will be the area of the quilt? It says use the pattern to find the product. So what we're doing is multiplying by pretty much factors of 10. So if you use 1, any number times 1 is always that number. Now let's talk about 10. So if you multiply any number times 10, let's do it the old-fashioned way first. If you take 0.75 and you multiply that times 10. Zeros across, 0, 5, 7, 0. Add that up, 5, 7. You got 2 numbers to the right of the decimal here. You got none there, so you got to move the decimal 2 places. So it ends up being 7.5. And if you notice, anytime you multiply by, like for instance, 10, there's 1 0, so that means you take the decimal and you move it 1 place to the right. That's the same as moving it 1 place to the right. You'll notice you got the same answer here. So 100 has 2 zeros, so you would take the decimal, move it 2 places to the right. So 100 times 75 hundredths is 75, and you move it 2 places to the right. 1,000, 3 zeros, 3 places. That means you got to, whenever you move it 3 places, you have to add a 0, making it 750. So let me show you what that looks like. If you move it 3 places to the right, so you have a place here, you have to put a 0. So now the decimal is here, so 750. It says the quilt will have an area of, now 1,000 makes it 750 square inches. So it says as you multiply by 10, 100, and 1,000, how does the position of the decimal point change in the product? Well, it moves 1 place for every 0 that you have. So this would be 1 place, this would be 2 places, this would be 3 places. Okay. All right, so let's look at some more examples here. So again, 1 times any number is just that number. 10 times that number means you're going to move the decimal 1 place, so it's $170 now and 40 cents. 100 means you're going to move it 2 places, so it's $1,704. 1,000 means you're going to move it 3 places, right? Okay, so let's see what that's going to look like. If you move it 3 places, so that means now it becomes 17,040, so $17,040. So now again, going over what we talked about, and remember 1 times any number is that number. 10 times this number means you're going to move it 1 decimal place, so it becomes 31.9. 100 is 2 zeros, you move it 2 decimal places, so it becomes 319. 1,000 means you're going to move it 3 decimal places. 1, 2, 3 means you got to add a 0. It makes it 3,190. Again, any number times 1 is that number. Any number times 10, you got to move it 1 decimal place, becomes 456. 100 times that means you move it 2 decimal places, which is 4,560. And 1,000 means you're going to move it 3 decimal places, 1, 2, 3. So you got to put zeros in these spots, which makes it 45,600. Let's talk about going the other direction. Instead of multiplying by 1, 10, 100, let's go 1 and 1/10 and then 100th. So again, any number times 1 is that number. When you multiply by 1/10, instead of going 1 decimal place to the right, you're going to go 1 decimal place to the left. So the decimal on 6,391 is at the end. So that means you're going to move it one place to the left. So this number becomes 639 and 1/10. Again, decimals at the end here. So 100 means you're going to move it 2 decimal places to the left. 1, 2, 63 and 91 hundredths. Okay, some more examples. So what number times $3.25 will equal 325? Well, let's look and see how many places we move the decimal from here to here. 1, 2 places, started here, 1, 2. So that means they multiplied by 100. 1/10 times what number would equal 89.5? So to remember, 1/10 means you had to move it one place to the left. So that original number would have been 895. Because when you move it one place to the left, it's 89.5. So 895 is your answer. So 1,000 times what number is 630? So again, you'd had to move it 3 places to the right. So 1, 2, 3. So if it started here, 1, 2, 3 places to the right makes it 630. So your original number was this. 63 hundredths or 630 thousandths, however you want to say it. Let's look at a word problem. It says a glacier in Alaska moved more than 29 9/10 meters a day. About how much farther would it move in 1,000 days than it would move in 100 days? So let's go 100 days first. So that's 2 decimal places. So that becomes 2,990. 1,000 would be 3 decimal places. So let's see what that would look like. 1, 2, 3. So that would be 29,900. So it says how much farther. So 29,900 minus 2,990. So 0. You have to regroup. 1, regroup. That's 9. That's 6. So 26,910 days. So that's meters a day. Okay. Let's do a few more examples. Let's do some word problems. So it says, when a number is multiplied by 1,000, the result is 320. When the number is multiplied by 100, the result is 32. What is the result when the number is multiplied by 10? That means you move it back one more decimal place, which put it right between there. So that means it would be right there, which is A. When a number is multiplied by 1,000, the result is 8,510. The number is multiplied by 10, the result is 85.1. Which sentence follows the same pattern? When multiplied by 100, so if this is 1,000, then 100 would be 851. So it'd be this one. When a number is multiplied by 1,000 and then by 1/10, the result is 6,810. What's the original number? Okay, 1,000 would be, so that's actually 1,000, then back it up 1 would be 100. So if this was multiplied by 100 and equals this, what was the original number? So you go back 2 decimal places, so it should be 668.1. All right, and the last one says a box of crackers costs 26 cents per ounce. If the box contains 10 ounces, what is the cost of the box of crackers? It costs 26 cents per ounce. So 10 ounces means you're going to move it 1 decimal place to the right. And if it's money, you got to add a 0 to make it become $2.60. So the correct answer is B. So this concludes our lesson on multiplication patterns with decimals.